didn't buy it and they didn't steal it. They to the piggies to
They call it
reveal it.
confiscation.
They couldn't find it and they couldn't use it.
They grab it and
Give
use
to
it.
the piggies to reprove it. They couldn't find it and they couldn't use it. Did it to the piggies to abuse it. They couldn't find it and they couldn't use it. Did it to the piggies to abuse it. They couldn't find it and they couldn't use it.
They're doing it to you by the number.
Piggies to abuse it.
They made a multiplicity of laws.
Find it and they couldn't use it.
And the nation is on the rocks of destruction already.
To abuse it.
Turn the boat around before it tips over.
I'm referring to the stash of high-grade marijuana that was confiscated from your RV that came up missing when it was time to go to court.
Very interesting story. I got my diploma. I can prove it.
Therefore, they couldn't find it and they couldn't use it. Leave it to the piggies to abuse it.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't find it, so they couldn't use it. Leave it to the piggies to abuse it.
Failure to prosecute. And then I had to go back, make the prosecutor write out dismiss so I could get my bond back. Held me there for 2.5 years in Georgia. Haversham, Haversham, Georgia. We're going back down there to make a movie.
And what kind of deal did they offer you?
Oh, they offered the prosecutor, my Judas lawyer, Jim Avery. I'll give you his name. I had to threaten him to get him to do a motion to suppress. First of all, I said, well, do I have to sue you for nonfeasance for not doing your job? And he kind of gulped a little bit. He looked at me and I said, well, James, let me put it to you this way. If you Judas me, you will regret it eternally. And I wasn't quiet about it either. And he gulped and he said, well, I guess I could file that motion to suppress. But I saw I had hope when I met the judge. He prayed before he started court. I'll give him credit for that. Superior Court judge.
Maybe he knew you were coming.
He could have. It was kind of fun when it rained, when I prayed for rain. 12.5 inches the first time. And then when it stopped raining, I prayed for rain again, and I prayed for just a little more. And God gave it to me. 13.5 inches that time. And the jail guard came to me and asked me to quit praying for rain. So I said, okay, I've made my point. Thank you. I'll quit praying for rain now.
What did they start calling you?
Moses.
And what kind of license plate should you have on your vehicle?
Well, I ought to have a vehicle license plate 7777, all sevens. And it should never expire. And it ought to go on anything.
What about the barcode and the number and Social Security?
It's an abomination to God. It's turning you into dogs and you're acting like animals. I'm so ashamed. All those abortion doctors murdering and butchering babies. And they got an awful lot of fool doctors who are just practicing on you. And they aren't good at it. They're killing them off faster than guns. Check out the figures. And if you add in the abortion doctors, it's a Holocaust. Because they ain't doctors, they're butchers. And they butcher up the girls that they trick into spending the money. Ask them how much they got to pay to have your kid butchered, jerked out of the womb. Get cut off. We could have the abortion doctors have a retroactive abortion on the abortion doctors. That'd get rid of them. It'd save a lot of lives that way. The blooded innocence is crying out to God. And I am in the apple of God's eye, like David, like Moses, like all the prophets. Melchizedek was. It's hard to pronounce, but it's in the Bible. This flesh is weak.
Why does man listen to the worm?
It isn't a listening thing, it's a feeler. That feeler wants to find a wormhole. It's kind of worm type. Dance around and get hard for a little bit. Blood under pressure.
Why does man have such a hard time using the wrong head when he thinks?
Because he ain't thinking. He still wants that warm little hole. Filled into him, but he's perverted it.
How many men have gotten in trouble with the worm?
Almost all of them. Samson sure did. He lost his eyesight and it was the death of him. David got in trouble. That caused a whole nother mess. Even the time that Sodom and Gomorrah went down. And Lot's wife, and his two daughters. He had two nations come from his two daughters by their father. They got him drunk. And the older one slept with him first while he was drunk. He didn't know when she laid down or when she got up. But it doesn't say he didn't know she laid down. It's not when. And pretty much the same thing with the second one, the younger. And there were children produced from that. God is into procreation. The devil is into killing man.
Hurt me bad up inside of my head. Hurt me bad up inside of my head. Hurt me bad like a brand new car. Hurt me bad up inside of my heart. Hurt me bad. Hurt me bad. Hurt me bad up inside of my head. Hurt me bad up inside of my heart. Hurt me bad like a brand new car. Hurt me bad. Hurt me bad. Hurt me bad up inside of my head. Hurt me bad up inside of my head. Hurt me bad up inside of my head.
What about Rainbow Farm?
Bad up inside of my head.